Hello and welcome back to Simulation. If you have not seen the first 6 chapters, be sure to watch those first. I'll put the link to each one in the description. So let's continue to where we left off. Hillary, Hope, and Noah arrived at the abandoned lab that Jade told Hillary about. It really hasn't seemed to change one bit since it shut down and went out of business. Hillary no longer needed the eye patch now, as her eye was no longer swollen. It was odd to think that someone would live in a place like this, though. This is the place? Noah wondered. Why would someone live here? Noah, these criminals know what they're doing, Hillary reminded him. They chose to hide here because why would the police look here? I mean, why would anyone? As they got closer, they noticed a man walking up to the front door of the lab. In front of him was a young woman being held at gunpoint. He was forcing her inside. Noah began to run forward before Hillary grabbed his arm. Don't, she whispered. What do you mean? Don't. We have to help her, Noah whispered back. Not as a group, Hillary said softly. Wait, Hope said, but Hillary raised her hand and cut Hope off. I need to do this, she said firmly. And risk getting yourself killed, Hope snapped. Hell no, let us come with you. I don't want either of you getting hurt, Hillary protested. And you think we don't want the same to happen to you? Hope exclaimed almost too loudly. You and Harry are all I have left, Hillary whispered harshly. I will not lose you or him like we lost Mom and Dad. And why should I let you go in there and rescue him alone? Because I'm the one who is least likely to die trying. The intruder almost killed you, Noah chimed in. If my brother had not gotten there sooner. Not this time, Hillary interrupted. This time, I'm prepared. Hillary handed Hope a walkie-talkie she collected from the intruders from last night. I'll update you whenever I can, okay? Just stay in contact. I'll be in and out. Before Hope or Noah could reply, Hillary turned away and ran into the front door. They both watched as she entered the building and disappeared. We have to go help her, Hope whimpered, her eyes forming more tears than she had ever had before. Hope, we're defenseless, Noah said. Hill has the gun and knife from the intruder. We have nothing. If every guard has a gun, we will be killed before we would even catch up to her. I can't just let her go by herself, Hope sobbed. And I can't let you get yourself killed while chasing after her, Noah growled. I know you're in pain, babe, but Hill's right this time. She is less likely to die than we are if we go in there. Harry needs her help more than she needs ours. No, Hope cried, tears streaming down her face. I am not going to let her run into a criminal base by herself. If you want to stay out here, go ahead and do so, but I am going in. I am going to help her find my brother. Hope, you're going to get yourself killed too, Noah exclaimed. I have no other choice, Hope snapped. That or I let my sister die. Are you in or you out? Noah hesitated a moment, and he realized now that nothing will stop his fiancée from rescuing his sister. Okay, I'm in, Noah said finally. But I swear, if it comes to saving you, Hill, or Harry, I will not hesitate to let either of you die. You got me? Hope nodded. Let's go, she said softly. The couple got to their feet and headed inside. Little did they know upon doing this, however, was that once they were in, they wouldn't be able to leave anytime soon. Wade had just freed the other people in the simulation. Most of them looked far more different than he remembered. Even their own looks in the game were different from their real-life appearances. He wasn't able to take any of them out of the building yet, though. First of all, who knows how to get out of the building? Second, Wade knew Harry would come back. He had to. What are we waiting for? Earl asked Wade. Let's just go. Yes, seriously, another girl, Rosa, agreed. Why make us wait? Harry's supposed to come back, Wade replied. He said he would return. Are you sure he will come back? The other girl, Joanna, asked. Yes, he has to come back. He wouldn't just leave us here. Do you actually believe that? Amaya questioned. Harry was the one who planned to escape. He is the reason why we are no longer in that game. It was he who wanted to escape. Do you really think Harry will come back for us if he had an opportunity to leave? Just then, they heard a knock on the door. See, Wade exclaimed. I told you he would be back. Wade opened the door, excited to see his friend again. But it wasn't Harry. A gun was pointed right at his head, and the man kicked Wade backwards as he fell onto his back. The barrel of the gun was pointed right at his head, and another guard ran past him, pointing a gun at the rest of the subjects. "Nobody move," he shouted, "unless you want a bullet in your head." "Stay right where you are," screamed the other. "So he came back, huh, Wade?" Amaya yelled sarcastically. "Good job, idiot. What would you have done?" "You shut up," the first guard yelled without even thinking about what Amaya just said. However, the second guard, who was pointing their gun at Wade, took note of her words. "Who is he?" he asked. "Tell me before I blow your brains out." "Shoot me then," Wade said. "You won't get anything from me either way. I'm not telling you nothing." The guard paused a moment, not ready for Wade to accept death. He looked around and saw the terrified faces of the other people. "Perhaps one of these young mates of yours will confess what you will not." He raised his gun and pointed it right at Amaya. Before anyone could react, a gun was fired. Surprisingly, none of them were hurt. The man with the gun gasped in shock. Wade looked up startled and saw the man in front of him, his face white as a ghost, and he was bleeding from his torso. He fell to the floor next to Wade. The other guard turned and pointed his gun in the direction of where the door was. 2 more gunshots fired, and the second gun collapsed. Everyone stood frozen in fear and confusion as another man walked in. He dropped the gun and removed his hood. It was Harry. "You came back," Wade exclaimed. "The timing could not have been any better." "Is everyone okay?" Harry asked. "No one got hurt, right?" "No one other than the guards," Cassie replied, smiling. "Thanks for coming back." "Of course," Harry said. I wasn't just gonna leave you all here." "Hey, grab their guns. We're leaving." "Wait, Harry, there's a problem," Wade interrupted. "There were 9 of us trapped in that game. Only 8 of us are here right now." "Do you know where Octavia is?" "Octavia's safe," Harry quickly answered. "I got her out and told her to go far away from here." "Gone already?" Wade wondered aloud. "I didn't even get to say goodbye to her." "I'm sorry I never contacted you on the walkie," Harry said. "I had to remain radio silent while helping her escape. Now I don't know if we'll ever see Octavia again, but at least we can rest easy knowing she's in a safer place." "I hate to interrupt, but if we want to escape, we better go now," Her blurted out. "Lead the way, Harry." "Right," Harry agreed, pushing his thoughts of Octavia aside. He grabbed his red jacket. "This way." Harry led the subjects through the building as they began to push through guards and get to the top and escape through the front door. At this point, everyone was aware of their escape. They took down several guards without killing most of them, and there were a few close calls, but they all held their own pretty well. After who knows how long they've been here, they are finally escaping. They'll finally be free after what felt like years of torture inside of that game they were stuck in. They will finally be able to return to the lives they had. Everyone, that is, except for Harry. Harry wasn't ready to go back home. During all this chaos, he couldn't stop thinking about what would happen upon his return. By now, his sisters have to know he's been gone. The only question is, do they care? Hope? Maybe. But Hillary, the last time he talked to her, she was so far gone in her search for revenge. She may have forgotten about him at this point, but Harry couldn't think about this anymore. All he wanted was to save everyone else, even if it was the last thing that he did. "There's the exit," Wade exclaimed. "Come on, let's get out of here." Just a few feet down the hallway was the front door where Harry took Octavia from. As they approached, Harry noticed something on the floor that he hadn't noticed the first time. Harry suddenly realized what that was as Amaya began to run out first. "Finally," she cried. "Freedom!" She was unaware of the danger that she was about to face and continued to run for the door. "Amaya, wait, there's a trap!" Harry shouted, but it was too late. Amaya tripped the trap. She activated a laser that came from the ceiling to the floor, slicing Amaya to ribbons. The rest watched in horror as Amaya literally had some of her limbs chopped off by the laser. She screamed and cried in pain as she fell forward to the floor, looking up at the doors to her freedom. She tried to crawl over and reach for the knob, but the injuries from the lasers have already crippled her enough. Amaya was unable to get back on her feet, and then she lay still. The hallway was silent, except for the sound of the whirring energy of the laser gate. Then, the front doors on the other side of the gate opened, and a guard stepped in. Harry immediately recognized his face. He had messy black hair, 3 scratches across his eye, piercing blue eyes. His voice was very familiar as he began to speak.
Harry went, he said slowly. I always knew you were a smart kid. Good to see you again. Reese, Harry said softly. You remember me, he said. Incredible. Amazing. Except how do you not remember him? Look, Harry said to him. Just let them go. Alright? You can do whatever you want with me, but let the rest of them leave. Oh, I won't do a thing, Reese said, smirking. I've only come to deliver a message. Reese pulled out a small device from his back pocket and activated it, revealing a holographic pre-recorded message by Aaron. Harry went, the message began. You've surprised me. You're clever, quick, and passionate. However, I am always one step ahead of you. You see, your friend never got that far after you got her outside. The hologram turned around and revealed Octavia tied to a chair with an explosive attached to the back of her chair. Harry and the others were in shock as Aaron continued to speak. With just the push of a button, this C4 will be armed and will eventually explode. It will cause a chain reaction to some of the nearby flammables, which will make the explosion powerful enough to destroy the entire building. If you want to save your friend and everyone else, you'd better start looking for her again. If you don't defuse this bomb in time, well, we all know what's going to happen. Aaron walked over to Octavia and pushed the button on the C4. Octavia could not speak as she had tape over her mouth. Octavia shook her head in fear as Aaron spoke again. It's armed now. By the time you see this, you may not have much time left to save her. So you better start looking. Good luck. The message ended and Reese returned the hologram device to his pocket. Reese, it doesn't have to end like this, Harry said. I can't do anything to help you now, buddy, Reese replied. I'm on the other side of this gate. I step forward, I die. The same applies to all of you. So even if I wanted to help you, which I don't, I can't. So, I guess you're just gonna have to find and defuse that bomb. I'll see you real soon, I'm sure. If you make it. Before anyone could reply, Reese turned around and walked out the front doors. Harry turned to the others. Guys, stay here, Harry said. I have to find her again. I'm going with you, Wade insisted. No, Harry said firmly. I will not put you at risk. You saved my life, Wade yelled. All of ours. More than once. Someone has to return the favor. Let me help you defuse that bomb and rescue Octavia. Harry hesitated a little, not ready to risk the life of another friend. He just saved him not once but twice, and if he follows, he'll have to worry about both him and Octavia. Harry didn't care for his own life, but letting Wade come with him would be dangerous, and if they didn't defuse that bomb in time, they would die before the building could even begin crumbling down. Wait, Cassie blurted out. There's a security room, right? I can get there and figure out where she's being held. I'll guide you two from there. Great idea if you even know where it's at, Earl replied. We passed it not so long ago, Cassie stated. I could get there and help you navigate to the room Octavia is in. That would be excellent, Wade agreed. Harry? Harry felt uneasy. He was afraid to get anyone else killed. After watching Amaya run into a trap, he was worried that there may be more of them. Reluctantly, Harry agreed, and took Wade with him to find Octavia while Cassie headed to the security office, and the rest of them remained at the door. They don't have a long time to find and defuse that bomb, so they have to do this fast. Let's go, Harry said. Harry, Wade, and Cassie all turned around and ran back towards the inside of the building. They had to do this fast, or else their chances of being free will be gone forever. That concludes Chapter 7 of Simulation. If you made it this far and you're enjoying the story, drop a like down below. And if you're enjoying the content I create, consider subscribing. It's free, you can always change your mind later. Hope to see you again for Chapter 8.